everyone, and welcome to this oil painting time-lapse of this painting behind me. I do hope you like it. Also, thank you so much for amazing comments on my last video. I'm super grateful, and I also hope you guys are all doing so well. I thought I would also do a little fun thing before the video started and go through some hate comments. Now, I've done this before. I actually did a live stream a while ago now, and I kind of went through a few hate comments. I actually hardly get any, to be honest. In comparison to the amount of positive and amazing things that people will say, I'm super lucky. However, I thought it would be quite interesting to do right at this moment because I've been so busy this week, and yet I've also been experiencing this sort of slight hate that kind of came out of nowhere. And so I thought, what better way to laugh at some other hate comments that I've had, and I always feel it's just a great way for anyone else who's experiencing some kind of, hate, whether it be on YouTube or in their daily lives. It's quite funny to share and hopefully make you feel less bad about yourself, and obviously the people who are mean. It also says that hopefully they don't get to us, right? So, which is not quite true, I have to say. In actual fact, that whenever I have had some of these comments before, terrible knee-jerk reaction, I've actually deleted them, which is a big mistake because then I can't make more videos like this. So I've actually, since the last time, I made sure that I didn't delete the majority of them. There are a couple though that disappeared because I ended up, there was one person, no, a couple of people who were so rude that I was in my sort of rage, or retaliation, if you like, I kind of blocked them, or rather I did block them. But then unfortunately their comment disappeared, which is really a shame because I wanted to keep the comment so I could make this funny video. So yeah, a bit of a shame there. So next time, I won't block them. I hope this video doesn't sort of incite more kind of hate comments, but generally speaking, I don't think I think that the benefits outweigh the negative, if you like. So here we go. This is on my little scrap of paper, as you can tell. I probably won't be able to read all my writing. And also, just before I begin, the painting behind me took quite a long time, and I used just my normal materials. I would try to put them in the description. I know I said I was going to do it last time and the time before, and I never actually did. One day it will happen. I'm going to say I'm going to do it. So on right now. So maybe, it will force me to do it, but I don't know. I will do my best. So the first comment comes from, so this was on a video I made about Gamblin solvent-free gel. And I was expecting, sometimes when I do review videos, I sometimes expect some people to tell me that they don't agree with me, and that hasn't happened before. But actually, when that's happened, they've been very respectful and they've just given me their opinion on the product. This is someone called, I'm not going to read their full username because I don't want to sort of be mean to them. I mean, ultimately it's, they know who they are if I just mention a small piece of their name. So this person is something called something 1974. Presumably that's the year they were born in, or maybe they just like that year, I don't know. So they have written 480p question mark. What are we back in 1999 question mark. So obviously they were talking about the quality of my videos, and what's super funny about this is that my old videos, and this one I do know for a fact was actually shot on a DSLR. And it was actually shot on a really, it's not actually super expensive, but it was a pretty good camera, and it was a Canon DSLR. And so that's actually much better quality than what I film on now. But I did used to get comments about the quality of my videos. People say it's really blurry. But at the same time, I was actually shooting on a really good camera, so I don't know. I was obviously doing something wrong. I'm not the best with camera functions. It's not my favourite thing. I don't really like reading manuals. I find it really boring. So probably if I had read the manual, I wouldn't have got this comment. But anyway, I obviously upset them. So there we go. Good vibes to this person, 1974. And actually, having said that, this was actually in a way quite a good comment, because I remember when they made this comment, I started to film on my phone. So I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I changed the way I did things, which is unusual because normally when I get hate comments, I just get a bit annoyed and then sulk and then for 2 minutes and then do nothing. So anyway, there we are. Okay, so next thing This was on a video of, I think it was on a video of a pig that I drew. It was of a singing pig from, this is when I used to do fan art, so I don't really do fan art anymore. And it was on a singing pig. And it was a drawing, and so basically in my old fan art videos I didn't actually used to appear during the video because I felt that the drawing was really what people came to see, but now I sort of ramble all the way through most of my videos. So this person is this person called Akil something. I actually misread this when I read the comment, I remember, and I thought this said Hakil, and I thought that was the name of the guy who was in Coming to America. I don't know if anyone has seen that movie, but actually that is a Hakim. So I was is it Hakim or Akim? I don't know. I think it's Hakim. So anyway, just forget that because it was completely wrong anyway. So Akil writes, "You looks creepy," and they put an S. They put an S at the end of the look. So at least I can take the higher ground that my spelling isn't as bad as that. So quite often if people have written something really rude, if their spelling is really bad, I always feel like a bit of like miniature revenge, like, well, at least I can spell. Although I imagine some of these people probably can speak several languages. I don't know. Like I have an idea of a multilingual troll, I don't know. So anyway, quite often when people write really rude things on my videos, especially about my appearance, it's always something about how I look creepy or scary, which is quite funny to me because I don't think that I think if someone was to criticise my appearance, they could probably come up with quite a few things, or like quite a few specific things. But saying that someone looks creepy is just such a general thing. But it's also like I don't think I particularly, that's not a real genuine criticism of myself. I think that I could think of better like insults to say to someone, because I've seen a lot of people, not a lot, but some people on YouTube who make like drawing videos, and sometimes people have written like you're creepy or something on it, and I don't get why they put that, because it's like they just seem like completely like they're just doing a drawing. I just don't get it. Like maybe these people are so scared by just a person talking on camera, so you know, maybe it's too much for them to take. I wouldn't suggest that they watched a horror film or anything. Okay, so here we go. So we're on number 2, and I've rambled already, and we're only on number 2. So here we go. Number 3 is by someone called Tyra something. This was on a drawing of a planet called Neptune, if you ever know that planet. And this is quite similar to the last one, and it says, "That sudden face at the end of the video," oh no, at the end, "scared the piss out of me. Apologies for swearing if you are young." Right, so again, there's someone saying that I'm, you know, scary or creepy. So yes, obviously, nothing really else to say about that. I will try to be less creepy. I don't know how to do that though. Maybe it's just something that I'm naturally born with. So the next one is by somebody called Cindy, but Cindy is spelled C-Y-N-D-Y, so I've actually never seen that spelling before. So I'm sure that is just the spelling of their name. I'm not trying to insult them. I'm sure they can spell their own name. I'm trying to like insult them that way. Anyway, this is on a drawing of Mars, I believe. In fact, I can't even really remember what this drawing is. Oh no, I do know which one it is. Okay. "I hate it because you don't exponent." Exponent? Okay, so I actually, when I was writing this down, I actually didn't know what this sentence means. And I still don't know. Like, I actually Googled the exact sentence and I asked loads of people as well, and no one knew what this meant. So if there's someone out there who knows what this sentence means, then please tell me, because it is slightly confusing. I would really like to know the actual reason, so then why they hated it and what that actually means in English, so then I could, you know, perhaps do something about it, or just get a better understanding of how Cindy feels. So there we go. Okay, so the next one is very short and sweet. It's so short, it's probably the best one in the sense it's so concise. And it's just somebody called Jacob has written. This is on my Kraken drawing, so another fan art thing. I actually really like this drawing. I did it with Caramel Dash pencils, and I layered up quite a lot, so the colour was really, it came out really, really strong. I really love those pencils. This person was Jacob has just written ho. And it's just like totally to the point. So thank you to Jacob. Well, at least they didn't mess around. Well, he didn't mess around with his feelings. So the next one is by somebody called Christian. They spelt their name Christian as in not as in they are a Christian, like CH, but Christian with the K. And this is also on the Kraken drawing, so this one seems to offend quite a few people. I recall it was of the Kraken singing a song, and it's from Hotel Transylvania, I believe. And this Christian person has said, so they've written lots of, like, what's it, the poop emoji? And then they've put that emoji like loads of times, and then they've written, I presume they meant to write that it was poop, but my drawing was like crap or something, but then they spelt poop wrong, and they've actually spelt it P-U-P. Is that some kind of slang? I don't know, that could be a slang thing. They've written P-U-P and they've written it loads and loads of times. So it's really funny because that, like, P-U-P is like pup, that actually isn't a dog, like a puppy. So I didn't actually get as offended by that because it just reminded me of a puppy, but then at the same time it was quite insulting because they put like loads of poo emojis. So yeah, again, not great. And then we got someone called Cube Dude something. And they've written, this was on again my drawing of a pig. So it's quite interesting how some drawings have really offended people, but others have kind of got away unscathed. And they've written, you are, oh no, they've just written scary, so that's quite, you are scary. And then somebody called Diane has actually replied to them and written true. So you know, they have obviously affirmed that there is something scary about me, so I should really look into that. And the final one, there's still a few more, but I couldn't find them because the YouTube search system is actually really difficult on the comment section. Like, you can't actually search for negative comments. I suppose because most people don't actually search for the negative comments unless they're making videos like this. So the search system is really jumbled up. So it was just basically all my comments I had to go through, and I have so many comments, it was taking me forever. So I didn't actually get much further than like a few months ago, so there are actually loads more that I haven't done. So maybe I'll make another video about that because this video is obviously already quite long. So yeah, and there was someone else after this, and they wrote, I'm not entirely sure which video it was, but I actually, unfortunately, because I blocked them, their comment got deleted, but they went into like a massive rant about how they thought I looked like Nicki Minaj. And it was like a whole long like story about how I was terrible, like a terrible person, and how like all this description about how I look like Nicki Minaj. So I personally don't see any similarity, but I don't I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it was perhaps they didn't intend it to be an insult, because maybe I thought that maybe initially that they were a fan of Nicki Minaj, but it turned out afterwards that they weren't, because then they added like some insults afterwards. So, you know, some people like Nicki Minaj, so I that's what I'm gonna say. So there we go. So that's just a little brief insight into my hate comments, but there are many more. Although, as I said before, my comment section is always outweighed a ton by amazing comments. And so there we go. I do hope you enjoyed, or at least could relate perhaps to some of the hate comments that I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but yeah, just make sure you do. And let's begin with the time lapse.